What's up? Excuse me. Ooh. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, y'all. Happy Monday to you all. Happy Thanksgiving week to everybody. I know some people are already on Thanksgiving break, child. So happy Thanksgiving break to all of y'all that are on Thanksgiving break. Let's share the video out. Let's share the video out. And then we're going to get into some things, child. We got a lot to talk about today. I went from not having a lot to talk about to I seem like I got a lot to talk about now. My producer's still sending me stuff as we speak, child. Let me see what my producer just sent me, child. I've been waiting. No, that wasn't my producer. Sorry, y'all. That was somebody else. Okay. Let me say hi to everybody. What's up, Lemon Kush? Hey, Sam J. What's up, Morgan? Nico. Hey, Ebbs. What's up, Zara? Hey, Cool Gamer. Below. What's up, Nico? Hey, Sharice. What's up? What's up? What's up? L Love. Yana. Hey, everybody that's coming in. There's 37 people in the chat. Please hit that like button on your way in the door. I appreciate it much. I appreciate it much. Let's get ready to get into this, honey. All right. Shoot. I'm sorry, y'all. All right. I got this little tickle in my throat. All right. So, just before we get ready to get started, for those who do not know, we are getting ready to move into our season of giving. It is my season of give back to everybody. I have my members only give back to 12 days of Christmas, which starts December the 1st. I have a list of vendors, you guys. They are all gonna be small. Well, they're gonna all be businesses of people of color. Most of them will be small businesses. Most of them will be businesses by women. I have a couple of self-help books. I have makeup. I have natural products. I have t-shirts, candles. I just added a spa. Well, let me be clear. When I say a spa package, a friend of mine has started. She makes spa, like bath beads and stuff like that. So I'm buying, so somebody's gonna win one of her gift sets. So we have a lot of, and most of it is like self-care stuff, candles and soaps and makeup and that kind of stuff, and books, self-help books. So we have a lot going on. Now that is members only. So for all my people that are lit up in green, you guys are eligible. You guys are eligible. You guys are eligible. Okay. We will have other things throughout the month. I know everybody can't be a member or don't want to be a member, and I respect that. But we will have other giveaways. We'll have a game night. We'll be cash prizes and things like that. So all of that stuff is going to happen. The end of the season for the football pool is happening in December. So the people who are first, second, and third place with that are going to win. Have I checked my Cash App? Girl, no. Hold on. Ooh, wait a minute. I got a Cash App. Hold on. Y'all know I get excited. Hold on. You know, L Love be taking care of me, honey. Hold on. Let me see what I got here. Oh, thank you, L Love. I did not see it. I'm so sorry, love. I didn't see it. I did not see it. You know what? I keep my phone on silent. So a lot of times I don't hear when my Cash App goes off. But thank you. That goes into the pot, y'all. What y'all give me for the month of December, y'all gonna probably end up getting it all back. But it's all good. So in order to be eligible for the 12 days of Christmas, you have to be a member by by November, the last day of November. Because on December the 1st is when I will look at the list and those names will go into the Jack Daniels box. Okay. My mods have something coming for Christmas. So we just got a lot going on. Y'all know Christmas is my favorite holiday outside of my birthday. And because I love giving back. I love that season. I love the spirit of the season. I just love it. Hey, Queen Diva, how are you? It's good to see you. I've been enjoying your sister. She done came back from her little hiatus, honey. So yeah. Now who is calling me? I've been getting spam calls all day. I guess everybody trying to get a little something for Christmas, child. Because I've been getting spam calls all day long. Good Lord. All right, let's get into this. So we got a lot going on. Like I said, now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I have been on Todd Chrisley watch all day because his sentencing hearing was today. So I've been waiting. So if that comes through while we are live, somebody let me know. Drop it in the chat. It's 6 o'clock, so I'm wondering if we're gonna get anything tonight. Oh, it's no. Listen, that's what we do. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show the kids Hamilton. I was going to show them tomorrow, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. And here's why. Before Abby get all huffy and puffy, here's why I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show the kids Hamilton. Because I cannot get to Disney Plus from work, so I'm gonna have to take my Fire Stick and see if I can log in from my Fire Stick. So if I can't log in from my Fire Stick, then I'm not gonna be able to show it to my kids. And I have a backup. I'm gonna have to do my plan B. But that's what it is. So before Abby get all huffy and be like, "What you mean? What you talking about? You can't tell that you can't show." They got everything except for Amazon Prime block. So if I can't get to it from Amazon Prime, I'm gonna have to go through my Fire Stick, and that means I gotta take my Fire Stick to work tomorrow, and I just don't know if I got the energy for that. Okay, that's just keeping it real. Here we are with our countdown to 10,000 count. I was hoping to get under 1,000 by the end of the weekend, but I didn't quite get there. So if there are 12 people in the chat that are not subscribed, go and hit that subscribe button, y'all. It's free 99, so we can get under 9,000. So we can be within 9,000 subscribers going into the month of December. Okay. Now, again, I don't know if we're going to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, but we should hit it in the month of January, and we are still going to have a good old party. Download it on the app so you don't need Wi-Fi. Download it on the app. What you mean download it on the app? I still would have to be able to get to the app from work. That's what I'm saying. Like, I still would have to be able to get to the app. Oh, you mean like download it? Okay, you got to call me, Abby, because you know I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you, Kenneth, for becoming a member. Thank you, Love, for becoming a member. You know I don't know what you're talking about, Abby, so you're going to have to call me and explain what you mean by that. Oh, he green now. Look at her. Oh, he green now. Yes, I heard Grayson got into a really bad car accident. That actually happened on Saturday. looks like he rear-ended somebody on the interstate, and it was really bad. He had to go to the hospital. So I did see that. Grayson is Todd Chrisley's son, his youngest son. So I did see that. Yeah. Yeah. So, but I have oh, Abby got the whole thing memorized too, child. But I have I lost my train of thought. Disney Plus, you can download it so you can watch it offline, like at the airport. Right, I got it. So I still would have to take my Fire Stick to work, though, right? I'm not understanding what you're saying. I still would have to take my Fire Stick to work, right? Because if I'm downloading it on the app, how would I access the app? I would still have to get it through my Fire Stick, right? Just tell me, y'all know I'm a little slow when it comes to this technology thing. I'm a little slow, so tell me if that's what you're talking about. Yeah. So while Abby is explaining that to me like I'm a 5-year-old, because sometimes you got to explain the technology stuff to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Let's get into this. All right. Child, we'll come back to the AMAs. Excuse me. Through my Fire Stick. I was gonna hook the Fire Stick up to the Can I hook my Fire Stick up to my computer? For the projector? Oh, the Apple folks could always join it. You just had to go directly to a laptop. You couldn't do it through your phone. So you can do it through your phone now. Married to my that's too complicated. I'm gonna just have to come up with a plan B. Y'all give me it's real too complicated. It's too much. It's too much. All right, let me get into this because y'all getting real complicated with me now. We have some updates on the Shanquila Robinson case. From my understanding, they have confirmed. That's good to know, Kenneth. Thank you for telling me that. That's good to know. They have confirmed. Why not download the app to the computer? Because I don't want to download the app to my work computer. I don't put nothing personal on my work computer. Oh, thank you, Citizen Jane. Oh, thank you for increasing your membership level. Thank you. Thank you, love. Hey, Mr. Willie Brown. I'm so good. I'm good. How you doing, babe? Okay, well then I can't do it then. I just know other teachers use their Fire Stick, so I was just gonna take my Fire Stick to work and have somebody show me. But if it's that complicated, I'm good. I'm good. So what I've been if you go to Disney Plus on your computer, look and see if you see the option to download the movie. If so, you can plug the projector into your computer. All right, we're not looking at Hamilton. That's too much. Okay. From my understanding, and if I'm incorrect, because I don't want to pass incorrect information. If I'm incorrect, y'all correct me in the chat. But from my understanding, they have proven, because I heard this, but it wasn't proven to me. And y'all know I don't want to pass on information that's not true. Okay. But from what I've gathered, Mexico is cooperating and they are willing to extradite if and when that time comes up, which means that these people, because I'm not going to say her friends, these people could possibly be looking at going to a Mexican prison, which that ain't never a good idea. Okay. And also from my understanding, it was proven that they did steal from Shanquila before she died. Now, I'm not clear on whether they stole like credit card, Cash App money, or if they just charged stuff to her credit card. And this is what I was trying to say last week. I understand we were fired up. I understand we were upset. I understand we were pissed off. I understand we felt like the government wasn't doing anything and Mexico wasn't doing anything and all that. Like, I get it. I understand all of that. But I also, and maybe I have a little bit too much patience sometimes, and maybe that's to my detriment. But I also know that things take time. And we went from and I think what people need, and if you watch a lot of true crime, then you understand. We went from the coroner saying that there was nothing suspicious about her death to the autopsy saying something totally different. And then the parents, it's kind of like when you have to change something that's already been established. So it's a lot easier to change a positive into a negative instead of a negative into a positive. And what I mean by that is, had the autopsy said, whoa, like, I mean, had the coroner said, whoa, there's something fishy happened here. Something happened to this young girl that wasn't right. Then they would have kept the body and they would have automatically launched into an investigation over in Mexico. But because that's not what happened in Mexico, and Mexico was like, I mean, she's a little swollen and her neck was broken, but we don't think nothing fishy happened. And they sent the body back. They clearly didn't feel like they were covering anything up because they sent the autopsy report that said all of these injuries happened. So what I'm saying is now the family has to fight to overturn the ruling that said nothing fishy. And yes, thank God for social media. Yes, thank God that people put the pressure. But now you have to give people time to investigate, separate fact from fiction, and then make the decision. So that's why I'm saying that. Now, if we know we have the FBI involved now. We know that the Mexican authorities are involved now. So at this point, I think it's going to be only a matter of time before we see some arrests, before we see some extradition. I mean, we see the videos. Somebody beat that. If nobody else is going to jail, that woman in the video going to jail. At the very least, getting arrested. Let me say this: at the very least, getting arrested. Okay. Precedent or established laws versus new laws and legislation. Yeah. So, and you have to remember too that the Mexican authorities did not have the benefit of that video because they wouldn't have sent that body back like that. They wouldn't have sent that body back if there was any question. Now, do I think there should have been a question? Sure. Absolutely. Like, people's neck don't just accidentally get broken in their spine. Like, people don't, like, unless her friend says she fell down the steps or something of that nature. You know what I mean? But anyway, so that's the update that I wanted to bring to you guys. That's the update. Child, you know that, Jane, the Law and Order episode, it'll be out next season, child. It'll be out next season. Yeah, Mexico doesn't play, so that's what I'm saying. And that's why when everybody kept saying, oh, they set her up. Now, don't get me wrong. People ain't that bright. So, but that's why I kept saying, I don't think they set her up to unalive her in Mexico. Like, Mexico. But these are 20-year-olds that ain't that damn bright. So, oh, Morgan. Okay, girl. Getting ready to go clean the Airbnb, so I was changing clothes as seen you speaking. Hey, Yana, how you doing? I know that's right. Go on, girl, with your Airbnb, honey. All right, so that's the update on that. I wrote Laurence. Who is Laurence? I can't even read my own notes. Who is Laurence, y'all? Laurence. I don't know who Laurence is. Okay. Kimora Lee Simmons has won a case against her former husband, Russell Simmons. If you guys remember a few months ago, it might have been longer than that ago now, we talked about where Russell Simmons is suing Kimora Lee Simmons because allegedly he said that they used that she was using stock that they jointly owned for her husband's bail. Laurence Fishburne, thank you, Reboot. That's exactly, thank you. That's it. See, I love y'all. That's it. I don't think they did either, or they're just dumb, because even if you watch First 48, you know autopsy. Right. Did I cover the fall off on the tip? I did, but I didn't. I did, but I didn't. I was going to speak on it, and I will speak on it, but because I talked a little bit about it yesterday, but I have a different angle a little bit today. But let me finish this up. So she sued and was basically like, this is ridiculous. This is ludicrous that I have to actually pay an attorney to defend myself against this. I guess she's saying that she ain't guilty, that she didn't do it. Well, the judge has decided that Russell Simmons does have to pay the legal fees from this case, and the legal fees are almost $100,000. Now, I don't think Russell really care. I think Russell can afford it, and I think Russell has bigger issues. But yeah. Mexico said it was alcohol poisoning. I'm going to have to boycott. No, I don't think that's what Mexico said. What they said is they didn't suspect foul play. They didn't say she died from alcohol poisoning. As a matter of fact, in the autopsy report, they said that they didn't find any abnormal level of alcohol. What they said was that she died of from her injuries, and the injuries were a neck injury and a spinal injury. So no, that's not what Mexico said, KK. That's not what Mexico did not say that. Her friends said it was alcohol poisoning. Now, I don't remember none of her friends graduating from medical school, but that's what, I'm sorry, I'm going to stop calling these people her friends. The people she was on vacation with said it was alcohol poisoning. No, she did not say, Mexico did not say alcohol poisoning. Although, like I said, I'm not giving Mexico any passes because I don't feel like, I just don't understand how one could equal the other. That was the family's autopsy. But I didn't think that Mexico said it was alcohol poisoning. I didn't think that Mexico had said that at all. Again, I could be wrong, KK. It's been so much information floating back and forth. I could be wrong. But I didn't think that Mexico's autopsy report said that it was alcohol. But I could be wrong. Listen, I could be wrong. Because there's been so much information. So KK said that was the family's autopsy. Okay. So Mexico did say it was alcohol poisoning. I gotta read up on that part because that's not what I right. Right. I didn't think what I initially read. Let me say this, KK. The article. What's up, Gina Bina? The article that I initially read said the friends said it was alcohol poisoning. Mexico did not. I did not read what Mexico said it was alcohol poisoning. But again, I've read a lot of information and some of it is, it gets blurred. But the original article that I read, it did not say that Mexico said that this was alcohol poisoning. The friends said it was alcohol poisoning. Oh boy. Oh shoot. Oh, there it is. All right, hold on. My understanding is that Mexico was repeating the friends report. All right, I have to listen, again, it's been so much information. I have to go back and look over it myself, but that's not what I remembered. But again, it's been so many articles. Right, Janae. That's what I thought too, that you have to confirm alcohol poisoning through a toxicology report. I be watching a lot of Law and Order, girl. Child, they wouldn't know. That was the story that they told to try to explain her condition. And I guess they was hoping that the Mexican authorities wouldn't dig too deep into it, which they didn't until they were forced to. So, you know. But anyway, that's what that is. Now, let me ask y'all a question. That's my update. While we did, let me go ahead and speak on the T.S. Madison piece of this. So here's my issue. I'm not getting ready to sit here and argue or debate what T.S. Madison said or didn't say. What I'm going to say is, in my opinion, you don't, Gina Bina. In my opinion, T.S. Madison was not coming from a place of malice. She was coming from a place of concern. Okay. We know that rumor was out there that the person who assaulted this young lady was a transgendered woman. From my understanding, T.S. Madison originally tweeted out that she was disappointed in the fact that this was a member of the transgender community. When she found out that information was not true, she came back and basically said, hey, this person was not a member of the transgender community. This person was one of y'all. And that seems to be what pissed everybody off, that she said she was one of y'all. I don't understand why that made everybody so mad. Maybe I'm tripping, but I'm not understanding why that pissed everybody off. You know, I think we really need to get away from us and them. I think we really need to get away from real women, cisgender, biological women. Some of the things that I have said in some chats that I've been in over the last 2 days are absolutely horrible. People misgendering T.S. Madison, saying some very horrific things. And it's funny to me because, see, that's what I'm saying. And it's not a he. T.S. Madison is a she. T.S. Madison is not a he. I hope that was a typo. T.S. Madison is a she. What this whole situation has shown me is that y'all actually have proven her point when we talk about transphobia. Okay, and I didn't think you meant to say he. Has actually proven the level of transphobia. I'm sorry, I got this tickle in my throat. Has actually proven the level of transphobia. The fact that I have seen some people go, and I mean people that I knew. I ain't saying we was friends or nothing, but I mean people that I've seen in chats and on different platforms and stuff. Some of the things that they have said about T.S. Madison again proves the point for me. Bap, I saw you go up on Jay Wilson's panel the other night, and I appreciated what you had to say. I felt like what you said was very valid. What I need people to understand is that trans women are targets. Trans women deal with a lot. They are targets, and like they said the other night, I believe it was on James's platform. A lot of times, trans women just go missing. And if y'all think the police don't put no effort into looking for a black woman, I promise you they put even less effort into looking for a black trans woman. I promise you. Anybody who follows true crime, you know that to be true. Whether you want to accept it as a fact or not, you know it to be true. It's frustrating to me. Now, y'all have heard me say I don't like the term cisgender. That's just a personal thing for me, that I don't like the term cisgender. However, I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with, transgender women and men identifying, calling them by their pronoun, calling them by their name. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's never going to be an issue for me. And I don't understand the lack of humanity that we just respect what people tell you that their preference is. I just don't understand how hard that is. I don't. And it's just disrespectful. Like, I've seen people doing whole panels just breaking down T.S. Madison's looks and calling her all kinds of names and just disrespectful. And to me, you're proving her point. You're proving her point. But anyway, that's really all I got to say about it, because I feel like people were looking for a reason, they found one, and they went there. People were looking for a reason to be disrespectful. People were looking for a reason to be rude. People were looking for a reason, and they went there. That's just how I feel about it. Now, y'all ain't gotta agree with me, but that's how I feel about it. Yeah, so that's it. That's all. I ain't dwelling on it. Now Laurence Fishburne was very candid in the interview he did, where he admitted T.S. Madison did make a distinction between us and them. She did. She said that the person who hurt Shanquila Robinson was one of y'all. She did. She said that. Mm-hmm. And again, it was in reference to the fact that somebody, yes, it was a gay man who did it, but somebody thought it was funny to Photoshop a picture and say that the person who assaulted Shanquila was a trans woman. And again, tapping into the discrimination that already exists against trans women. Because the minute that rumor went out there, what were people saying? Y'all know what people were saying, because people were saying it in my chat. Oh my gosh. People was making all kinds of nasty comments about this person who attacked Shanquila. And I think that's exactly what the intent was. The intent was to turn the conversation and change the conversation and turn this into a trans woman attacked this girl, and that's how she got hurt, and that's why she had the injury she's had, because oh my goodness, how strong this trans woman is, and oh my, that's a man. And all the comments that people put in my chat, all the comments that people said in other people's chat, all the comments that people said at T.S. Madison. So yes, I do think T.S. Madison was making a distinction in that era to be like, so all that hate that y'all was putting over here on us, all that you was trying to put on the trans community, take it back. Take it back. Because it wasn't us. So yeah, I do, yeah. And I didn't see nothing in that instance. I don't see nothing wrong with what she did. Exactly, Bap. She made a distinction because distinction is constantly being made. Absolutely. And absolutely, Xavier. T.S. Madison always, contrary to popular belief, T.S. Madison always makes the distinction. T.S. Madison has never tried to equate herself to a biological a biological woman. She's very clear to say that I ain't never gonna be a biological woman. I ain't trying to be a biological woman. That is not it. She's been very clear about that. And so yes, T.S. Madison always makes that distinction. And not in a nasty way, but in a way to say, listen, I know I am not the same as a natural born woman. I know I'm not. And I ain't trying to be. If T.S. Madison was trying to be somebody other than T.S. Madison, she wouldn't have T.S. in her name. Do y'all know what the T.S. stands for? Have y'all ever, I mean, when I say y'all, I mean, I know most of y'all, but I mean, people in general, do y'all know what the T.S. even stands for? If she were trying to equate herself to a natural born woman, she wouldn't call herself T.S. anything. Yeah. So that's just how I feel about it. But, you know, everybody feel the way they feel. Just don't be disrespectful, because like Evie said, that's a, you know. Honestly, I've been around a long time, and I've never seen a trans woman lay hands on a non-trans woman, because you out, yes, fight, no. Outside the clubs, they discourage that because they want no smoke. I mean, I've even seen following her since her reality show, learned a lot about her. Yeah. I even saw on Chasing Atlanta, Oliver. Oliver if y'all follow Chasing Atlanta, Oliver Twixt, he got into a conflict with T.S. Lil Kendra. And Lil Kendra's a trans woman, and he didn't fight her. And he was like, I didn't, even though he's a man, he's a gay man, but he was like, I wasn't going to get into a physical altercation with Kendra because I didn't even want that look. I didn't want that aesthetic. I didn't want that on TV. You know what I'm saying? And so it's always a constant thought. But anyway, y'all, I because I really don't want to go left. The thing is, most people are unaware of the spectrums of the gay, trans, non-binary worlds. I think people are. I think people are very aware. Now, whether people acknowledge that they're aware, whether people care that they're aware, but I think people are very aware. I think people are very aware that there's a difference between a gay man, a lesbian, a trans woman or man, non-binary. I think people are very aware. Oh, below. And Janae, you're in okay, thank you, Abby. Okay. Oh, he got 12 years. Oh, we're gonna get to that. Okay. Hey, Alikala. So cis woman is, contrary to popular belief, is not a new term. And it is a biological term, I understand. And Janae, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But it just means natural born woman. Cisgendered is someone who was born a natural born woman. I just don't like the term. It's personal. I don't like the term African American. It's personal. It's just personal. Now, if somebody calls me an African American woman, am I gonna be mad about it? No, but it's not my preference. So it's the same thing about cisgender. I don't like to be called cisgender. Just call me a woman. I'm good. I don't need to be labeled. I'm good. I'm a woman. I'm good. That's just me personally. Abby's sending me the article, so we'll read the article in a second. All right. Hey, Powerful. What's up, love? All right. Abby just sent me the article. Let's look at it. Okay. Let me read y'all the article, child. All right. Todd and Julie Chrisley sentenced to federal prison in tax evasion case. Reality TV stars Todd and Julie Chrisley were sentenced to prison in federal court Monday. Todd was sentenced to 12 years in prison plus 16 months probation. 12 years. Damn. Julie was sentenced to 7 years in prison plus 16 months probation. Whew. Damn. Now they are appealing it. I'm East. This is a spectrum in the trans world, a spectrum in the gay world, and so on. Madison, Laverne, Cox, and Flame are all three different trans. Mm-hmm. Yes, cisgender, biologically born as a male or female, and that person identifies as such. Okay. Child, all that Botox gonna wear off. Lord, what Todd Chrisley gonna look like in 2 years without his Botox? Jane, we already talked. They were convicted of tax evasion and a bunch of other stuff. I knew it didn't look good because their attorney had got their accountant. Their accountant was sentenced to 12 years earlier today. So I knew it wasn't a good thing. Just getting back from Vegas, the RuPaul. I loved it, right? Wasn't it good? Because it's a federal case, they may be. They may allow them to stay home until their appeal is exhausted. So they may be. No, I thought Julie had the least. Julie didn't. Julie had the least. Restitution is 17 million. Good. Googity muggity. Ooh. Woo, honey. Good googity muggity. All right, well, let's talk. Since we're talking about court cases, let's go on and talk about this court case. I know that's right. We're gonna talk about this. Oh, I know that's right. You better go, boy. Yeah, you better not mess with the IRS child. All right. So we talked about Larry Reid live filing a police report. I mean, filing a lawsuit against his accuser, the guy that said that he accused him of um, SA. So the accuser has officially responded. Now I'm not gonna read y'all the whole case. I'll just read y'all um the first page of the response. I know I gotta take my glasses off, child. This case is about bullying and intimidation using the federal court. On October the 13th, 2022, plaintiffs Larry D. Reid and Larry Reid Live LLC filed this civil action against me, defendant, and the name is redacted. Larry Reid is an online personality who earns a good, I think he meant to say a good living, but it's missing a word. It just says a good creative gossip content on social media platforms. Mr. Reid may take credit for destroying many homes and churches via his gossip. Mr. Reid's online platform is run through his company. Upon information and belief, Mr. Reid is the sole member of whatever. Mr. Reid abused me as a teenager, using his spiritual role to lure me into homosexual contact and acts with his content acts with him when he was my pastor and spiritual mentor. Thankfully, I was able to escape Mr. Reid's deviant lifestyle and move on. However, at times, Mr. Reid lies about the past, and I am called on to speak the truth about the interactions between Mr. Reid and I, which I deem as abuse. Admittedly, Mr. Reid makes a lot of money from gossip and has a huge following. When the truth interferes with his brand, he uses his resources to intimidate. Here, Mr. Reid caused a national stir when he suggested that Bishop Lamore Whitehead staged the robbery of his own church in Brooklyn, New York. As a result, Bishop Whitehead began to criticize Mr. Reid for his lies and sued him for $20 million. Bishop Whitehead looked into Mr. Reid's past and discovered me and my story. Bishop Whitehead interviewed me. I spoke the truth, and now Mr. Reid is seeking to silence me. That's just the first page. Again, it's on Pacer, so if you have access to Pacer, my understanding is that it is on Pacer. If y'all want to read the whole the whole answer to his lawsuit, I'm gonna try to get in touch with Simone and see if maybe we could talk about what the lawsuit is, what his response is. Now we read you guys what his story, what Larry Reid's case was, and that's sort of the response. So, child, I guess we'll see how it play out in court. But because I told y'all about Larry Reid's lawsuit, I wanted to let you know that the response was out there, what the response said. I know Xavier. I'm not entertaining that over here. I'm not entertaining that over here. We're just gonna keep his name at the top of the sick and shut-in list, and that is it, and that is all, child. I'm sorry. I can't do him over here. At least not today. Maybe later. Maybe another day, but not today, child. I can't. All right. Now, Laurence Fishburne said that he gave a very candid interview, and he spoke on the fact that when he was younger with his first wife, he was abusive, that he violated domestic abuse. I said, well, you know what I mean, violated. Y'all know what I'm saying. And he said through therapy, he got help. He was in therapy for many years, and he was able to get help, and he has not repeated that behavior. Now, my question to you guys is this. First of all, I give him kudos for being open about that and sharing. But let me ask y'all this. Yeah, he said that he definitely tapped into some of that behavior when he played Ike Turner. Let me ask you guys a question, though. I know a lot of times when people do things, especially when they're young, We tend to just want to write them off and be like, oh, well, that's it. That's a wrap. Nope. Nope. That's a wrap. But here's a situation where somebody did the work and they have not, as far as we know, have not repeated that behavior, you know? I mean, are you guys that, I guess what I'm saying is, are those, like, when you say something's a deal breaker, if the person is getting the help and going out and doing what they're supposed to do, I mean, is that something that could make you say, oh, well, they're doing the work, you know? You know what I'm saying? I wonder. When I read that, that's just the first thing I thought of. Was out here being the, oh, Lord. Now watch everybody going to come out with a story saying he abused them. Laurence has opened the floodgates. I guess. I don't think he's being blackmailed. I think he's just being honest and being. I mean, because I don't see how that's a. I don't know. I don't think so. But that's just my opinion. Yeah. So when a person gets sentenced to jail, how long do they have before they get locked in the cell? It depends. Y'all know it's a lot of variables to that. Some people get taken away immediately. Some people, it's a lot of variables to that. As long as he made his amends with his victim, why do we need to know? Well, Abby, that's a crazy question. People talk all the time in interviews and talk about, things that have happened. That's the whole purpose of talking to somebody and interviewing people. I love autobiographies, and that's the kind of stuff I love to read about. I love to hear about real people that did real things and dealt with real issues. None of us ever need to know, but that's just what we do. Miss Sharon agree with Abby. We didn't need to know. I don't see what the problem is. People tell about their business all the time. Hell, Gabrielle Union did an interview talking about how she used to try to hide her blackness. She was insecure in her blackness. To me, it's the same type of stuff. I was very volatile when I was younger. I believe in redemption, but the work has to be done. I think it's more common to deny that it goes on in the Black community. The work absolutely has to be done. It was a really good interview. He's sharing tied to how he played the role of Ike in the documentary that he has out. No, not in this area. Keep your private business. But everybody Xavier, exactly in this area, everybody tell their private business. B. Simone just told us she don't take showers. I never needed to know that. People tell all their business. Not abusive or violent. I just had a temper. What's up, Jonathan? I hope he cleared it with the ex prior to exposing their business. Well, nah, child, I don't know. People are oversharing. I feel like people are always oversharing. I tell y'all that all the time. But hell, if people didn't overshare, I wouldn't have nothing to talk about half the time. Shit. I wouldn't have nothing to talk about half the time, y'all. People didn't overshare. All right. I was not the same person I was 10 years ago. I've not put my hands on anyone in a long time. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, we talked about that, Britt. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like he just blurted it out. I know folks are going to make sound bites and take it out of. Well, that's what people do too. People take these interviews and they take the sound bites out of context. They do that. They do that too. All right. Trey Songz, child. Listen, I saw this story yesterday and I got busy yesterday and I never got back to it, but it looks like it's still out there. So let me go on and give y'all the story, child. Trey Songz, honey. Brandy to play Cinderella in Descendants movie, The Pocket Watch. I don't know nothing about that. Abby, you know anything about that? I don't know nothing about that. What is a Descendants? I don't know nothing about that. What's up, Miss Honey? Where you been, girl? All right, let me read y'all this information on Trey Songz because I wasn't gonna say that because I feel like they be beating up on Trey Songz and then we come back later and all that. But anyway, let's just talk about it. Sorry, y'all. Right before I went live, I was eating crab legs and the drawn butter. Sometimes that drawn butter. Anyway, it sort of gets stuck. All right. Recently, a Twitter user by the name of Rachel took to her account to open up about her own personal experience with Trey Songz' alleged inappropriate behavior. In the thread, she started off with, "They tried to push on me when I said no. The front end too, and it wasn't typical catcalling that you get every day outside and stuff. He isolated me, forced himself on me, kissed me, and tried to put his hand in my mouth. They are not lying." According to Rachel, who was producing music at the time, she and Trey Songz met after she had sent him a few beats and sat in on one of his studio sessions. "I sent Trey beats because I used to produce, and Trey and other artists asked me for a couple of beats." Subsequent to their business endeavors, Rachel paid a visit to LA for a film casting, and the two ultimately reconnected. The model actress then indicated that Trey invited her to an industry kickback. However, despite Rachel's platonic stance with the fumble croner, she expressed that he quickly attempted to mix personal and pleasure, and things grew extremely inappropriate from there. She says, "We met off of those terms. I actually was in the studio while he recorded a song. That night I came to LA to get my stills from my IMDb. He seen me in LA on my IG, tapped in. I got invited to an industry kickback, made it clear before we got there it was platonic." I'm sorry, y'all. I'm reading what it says here. "Although Songz allegedly assured Rachel that they weren't any erotic activities to worry about, the OnlyFans content creator claimed that upon her arrival..." See, why they had to say that she was the OnlyFans content creator? That wasn't necessary. Because I feel like the minute you say OnlyFans, it automatically puts a certain connotation on this young lady. Y'all, they had to tell us that she did OnlyFans. Anyway, upon her arrival at the event, the 37-year-old cornered her and became sexually aggressive towards her. She wrote in a tweet, "He said it's not like that at all. Everyone here just chilling. It's a kickback. I get that it's him, a producer, two girls, dark, and he isolated me, tried to make out with me, and put his hand in my mouth." That's what I wrote. I read y'all to begin with. And then they have the tweets here, child. She tells the whole story over on the Shade Room. She says here, after the fact, he got mad and couldn't blank, starts with the word F, and harassed me until I blocked him, and he's still blocked. Now, this is a different story than the story that I saw yesterday. The story that I saw yesterday, at least I think it's a different story. Hold on. The story I saw yesterday, I believe, said that somebody at a skating rink or something, said that he tried to assault her. Let me see. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick, because it was from yesterday. Now you're going to find it. Hold on. Because I don't think I took a screenshot of it. I think this is a different story than what I saw yesterday. Yesterday it looks like somebody that worked at, maybe it was the same story, child. It might have been the same story. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. It was a bowling alley. Okay, so this is a different story. All right, so let me read y'all this story. Now, this is coming from the Shade Room too. Trey Songz is once again facing allegations involving inappropriate and violent contact with a woman. This time, a woman is alleged that he brutally beat her in the bathroom of a New York City bowling alley. The woman filed a police report in late October alleging Trey repeatedly punched her in the face and dragged her by her hair. The woman is reportedly an employee at an establishment. Trey's rep is denying the allegation. So these are two different stories. I knew the story I read was something totally different. Zara, listen. See, I have a whole host of stories like this about him. I know some industry people who say he is grimy. We ignore problematic behavior too much with some people until it gets I agree, Citizen Jane, until it gets R. Kelly bad. Because now everybody want to act like, well, how did R. Kelly get away with it? This is how R. Kelly got away with it. Same thing with Weinstein. Same thing with a whole lot of people. I saw an article and I meant to do a quick drop on it, but I just don't know how much I've had going on the last couple of weeks. But on Kevin Spacey, they done added more charges to Kevin Spacey over in Europe, over in the UK. They done added more charges to him. And again, we're right back where we started. Like Kevin Spacey, these stories just keep piling up and piling up and piling up. Lock him up with the change.org petition, child. At this point, I think Trey just hates women. You know, and again, let's remember the last charges that were dropped, they weren't dropped because he was found innocent. They were dropped because of the statute of limitations had run out. Because the statute of limitations had run out. I agree with you, Cams. All right. Now let's get into these AMAs, and then we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Ooh, y'all been mad at me. When I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. But y'all been mad at me all day, honey. They been coming for me all day. I just had another comment pop up. I ain't gonna say I've been going back and forth. But like I told y'all last night when I did my Real Housewives of Potomac review, just keep that same energy. That's it. That's all. People have been changing the goalposts. We're going to get there. People have been changing to the goalposts, child. So let's talk about these AMAs. First of all, the AMA started off, we had Pink on her roller skates. Now, let me say this. I love Pink. I've been a Pink fan for a very long time. I've been a Pink fan since her first album. I don't even know if some of y'all was alive when Pink's first album came out. But I am going to say this, Pink. You on them roller skates was very Usher of you. I feel like Usher performing on roller skates. I'm not saying he's the first to do it. I ain't saying he's the only person to do it. But I'm saying in recent history, when we think about people performing on roller skates, most of us think about Usher. We know Usher incorporated into his whole Vegas act. He did it in a video. Like he's really kind of what this whole roller skate thing back around. I think a lot of people. What's up, Danny? Hey, love. We have 112 people in the chat, only 50 likes. Oh, we gotta get these likes up. My mom said we gotta get these likes up. Right. Exactly, Xavier. Now, Pink usually does the aerobics. We know Pink for her whole Cirque du Soleil thing. Now, just like I'm gonna give Usher credit for the roller skate thing, and Pink, and again, I love you, Pink. But your version was very white. Like she literally was just skating. Even when she tried to do a little choreography, it was very like, oh shit, don't let me fall on these skates. Whereas with Usher, Usher smooth with it. Usher giving you, you know, he's smooth with it. And even though we've seen video of Usher, you know, messing up a little bit, we didn't see Usher more smooth with it than messing up, right? So I don't know, Pink. I'm with you, girl, because I like Pink. but stick to the Cirque du Soleil. Now, just like I'm going to give Usher credit for the roller skating, I'm giving Pink credit for the Cirque du Soleil. So later on in the episode, when I saw Kerry Washington coming down out the ceiling, doing her best Pink imitation, and now I got to side eye her. And I got to be like, girl, when you start doing aerobics, I mean, not aerobics, aerobatics, you know what I'm saying. When you start doing Cirque du Soleil, Kerry, did I call her Kerry Washington? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Kerry, the girl, not Kerry Washington. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Kerry. Abby, I just explained that. I just explained the whole Usher thing. People need to learn how to take their favorite reality star. Oh, girl, Callie, we're going to get to that in a minute, child. You right, though, girl. Yes, her routine was very vanilla. And I love Pink. I love Pink. But yes, it's very vanilla. And again, just like Pink ain't the first person to come out the ceiling and do the Cirque du Soleil, she's made it a staple of her act over the last few years. We know that we're going to get that from Pink. I said that Usher in recent history, because he incorporated into his Vegas act, and he's, you know, a lot of the skating now in the act is connected. People think of Usher in recent years. I said he wasn't the first to do it or the only to do it. But when we think of, you know, the skating thing, we think of Usher lately, you know. I mean, even all the viral videos of him at the skating rink and stuff, you know, we just think of Usher. All right. I thought of Beyonce and Blow with the skating. Oh, child. Oh my God, y'all. I'm not saying Usher's the only one that can do it. Y'all be hearing what y'all want to hear, be frustrating me. That's not what I said. What I said is, because of him putting it into his Vegas act, that in recent history and recent memory, when we think of skating, we think of Usher. With all of the viral videos of him doing all the different skating and all of that. I don't think of Usher. Okay, fine. Y'all know what? Y'all frustrating me tonight. Y'all really are. Because I feel like y'all just be nitpicking everything. Be just nick. It's frustrating sometimes. Moving on. But anyway, get back to the AMA. So that's how the AMA started with Pink. Okay, with the skating. Okay. Now, it's the 50th anniversary of the AMAs, which I guess is the reason why they were doing a lot of the tributes and stuff like that. Well, also, there really wasn't a lot of tributes. They did a lot of like the little clips. You know, they did a lot of clips throughout of like the most, like some of the famous AMA moments and stuff like that. And they had some good ones. They did have some good ones. Again, I used to watch the AMAs. I used to love the AMAs. They had some good ones. But I feel like it could have been better. I feel like they could have done. I feel like it could have been. I just feel like it could have been better with them accentuating the 50th anniversary with the clips. I just feel like they could have done that better. But again, some of the clips they used were very. I feel like they did iconic. I feel like they did iconic clips of people doing like accepting awards or doing like or giving out the awards. I feel like they didn't give me iconic clips of performances, and I think I would have been here for some of the performances. I feel like I would have been here for some of the performances. That's just how I feel. That's just me. But they did give us both. They did give us both. I mean, they did give us they had like the iconic moment of Little Richard. You know, that's iconic. If you are old school AMAs, you remember the Little Richard moment and stuff like that. But I was disappointed. Like I said, I was disappointed at we didn't get a lot of the iconic performances. And I know we're gonna get to the Lionel Richie tribute. I feel like just like Lionel Richie was a host for many, many years, so was Diana Ross. And I feel like we didn't mention Diana Ross hardly at all. Now, I understand that a few years ago, they sort of gave Diana Ross her roses. She did a whole performance and it was beautiful and they gave her roses. But again, if we are commemorating the 50 years, just because you honored her a few years ago doesn't mean you don't mention her now. So, because who's dead? What are you talking about, Cindy? Because who's dead? She said because they dead. Because who dead? We're gonna get to the Chris Brown thing in a minute. Kelly Rowland accepted. Remember the AMAs are a fan-based award. So Chris Brown won for best R&B, whatever. He won something. And Kelly Rowland was the one that gave the award. And they started booing him. And she very nicely was like, hold on. And I think that she gave a very nice acceptance for Chris Brown and so forth. So we're going to get to this Chris Brown thing in a minute. Wayne Brady was the host. I feel like Wayne Brady could have done better. Ray Brady did a couple of, I love what he did when it was reminiscent of Whose Line Is It? I don't know if you guys ever watched Whose Line Is It? It's like an improv. I used to love Whose Line Is It? And they would go through the audience and just get random words. And then they would put those words together. And the challenge was you had to create a song or create a rap. He did that. I thought that was probably one of the better things that he did of the night. I've seen Wayne Brady. I think Wayne Brady could have done better. Well, the people that were booing Chris weren't the people that voted for Chris because he won. Diana used to change her. Yeah, Diana, Lionel Richie did it too. But Diana Ross used to give you every time they came up. What's up, face? Every time they came back from commercial, Diana Ross had a different gown on, honey. Yeah, it wasn't the people that booed him. It wasn't the people. Clearly, it wasn't the people that voted for him. And I don't think it was the fans. What else? I loved now, even though I wasn't crazy about Pink's performance coming in, I loved her tribute for Olivia Newton-John. I think it was great. I think it was great. I think it was and she sang the hell out of that song. She sang Helplessly Devoted, and baby Pink sang the hell out that thing. Pink sang the hell out that thing. I love that. I thought it was appropriate. I thought the song was appropriate. I thought she did a good job singing it. And I love that they let her sing the whole song. Like, I hate when they do these tributes and they do a little bit. No, she sang the whole damn song, and I was here for it. They did mention Takeoff. They did mention the shooting, the shooting at Club Q. Obviously, they probably didn't have enough time to put anything together for Takeoff, and I can appreciate that too, because I didn't want them to throw something together just to say they did it. Right, Bovo, his suits were from the RuPaul collection, child. It looked just like something. It was. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same person that does RuPaul suits, because it looked like a RuPaul suit. It absolutely did. Yeah, Abby, this happened last night. All right. They did a tribute to Loretta Lynn. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't think that was. I mean, you had Carrie Underwood there. Like, child, get Carrie Underwood on stage to sing Coal Miner's Daughter or something. Child, I don't know. I didn't like it. Yeah, I don't think they were booing Chris Brown. I think they were booing the AMAs. I don't think when they started booing when Chris Brown, I don't think they were booing Chris Brown. I think they were booing the fact that Chris Brown wasn't there. That's what I think they were doing. I don't think they were booing Chris Brown. Because I don't think anybody's mad at Chris Brown. They're mad at the AMAs. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's mad at Chris Brown. Because he's been very clear. He's been very clear that they canceled on him. He didn't cancel on them. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't think that they were booing Chris Brown. I think they were booing the fact that Chris Brown wasn't there to get his award. But I could be wrong, but that's what I think. That's, they're not. Cali girl, don't hold your breath. I would be shocked if they give Takeoff anything more than an in memorandum. I mean, for the Grammys? The Grammys don't even halfway want to do, I don't think so. I could be wrong, y'all, and I want to be wrong, but I don't think I'm going to be wrong. Child, Taylor Swift won all the damn awards. See, this why the other day we were talking about them ticket sales, and I was saying that I know y'all don't care about Taylor Swift, but when I say her people care about her people care about her. Taylor Swift won all the damn awards on an album that's a re-release. That's a re-released album. All she did was rematch. Now that I think, doesn't she own her masters or something now? Now that she owns the masters, she re-released the album so she can make the money. That's a re-released album. That's not that is. There is no new. Well, I can say no new music, but the majority of that album is old music that they already have that she done already won awards for. But she re-released it because she won her lawsuit against the guy that had her masters or whatever, so she could make the money off of it, and she still won all the damn awards. That's what I'm telling y'all. Listen, y'all ain't gotta like Taylor Swift. Her people like her. Okay. Maybe the BET Awards will. Yeah, I saw that, Cameron. We're gonna get to that in a second. We almost there. We are almost there. Cardi B performed with Glorilla. Sidebar. Listen. I need y'all. I really need to know who. I need to see Glorilla's school attendance record because I refuse to believe she was in school every day. Glorilla tweeted out over the weekend that she's been vegan for the past 6 months. But she just found out that ham was pork. So now she doesn't know what she's going to eat for Thanksgiving. For those who don't remember, that's the same person that thought foxes were fake and literally Googled it while she was in the interview with the people because she thought foxes were real. I don't know what's worse, the fact that she said that she'd been vegan for 6 months or the fact that she said she didn't know that ham was pork. Ma'am, have you, because my question now is, so have you been eating pork and not knowing that you weren't supposed to be, which means you really ain't been vegan for the past 6 months? Or what have you been eating for the past 6 months? Because now I'm questioning whether you are vegan at all. I'm questioning whether you are vegan or vegetarian. Maybe she might even say vegetarian, but I'm questioning. It don't matter. I'm questioning either one. I am questioning what have you been eating for the past 6 months, ma'am? Have you been still eating hamburgers? Anyway, that's just a sidebar. Now we had the Lionel Richie tribute. Now listen what I'm gonna say first. So first we had Smokey Robinson come out and do the introduction. Then we had Lionel Richie come up and give his speech. Then we had Stevie Wonder, and I forgot who the white guy was. My bad, I didn't write his name down. Do the tribute. There's ham that's not pork, then it ain't ham. How it's gonna be ham if it ain't pork? Maybe excuse my ignorance. Excuse my ignorance. That's like people who call they call meatballs, but it's vegan. If it's vegan, it ain't a meatball. It's just tofu. That's not a meatball. So I don't know what ham exists that's not pork. What ham isn't pork? Y'all, excuse my ignorance. Somebody get me together. What ham ain't pork? I need to know. That's like what they call them ultimate hamburgers. Or what they call them things. Turkey ham? Child, she wasn't talking about damn turkey ham. They call it turkey ham. Then it's turkey. Y'all can't just be changing up names because it make y'all feel better because y'all have decided not to eat meat. Y'all can't do that. You can't call them meatballs if there's no meat in them, okay? You don't get to do. There's no such thing as a vegan meat ball. You can't do that. Y'all can't listen. I'm all for people trying to be healthier and people eating what they want to eat. By all means, eat what you want to eat, okay? Take whatever you don't want out your do all of that. Do all of that, okay? But what you don't get to do is just make up names because it make you feel better. You can't do that. You can't do that, y'all. Now listen. Right, a Beyond Meat burger. Garden burger. I'll go with y'all on a garden burger because then that lets you know what's inside. It's a bunch of shit from the garden. Subway sells a lot of stuff, Bobo, that they probably shouldn't call meat. That's all I'm saying. Impossible meatball. Yeah, see, that's just the people that's just trying to make themselves feel better. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that with y'all. I'm not accepting it. And I know we have turkey sausage and we got turkey bacon, so I guess we can have turkey ham. But I'm not doing it. What's up, Shed? Hey, love. I'm not doing that with y'all. I'm not doing that with y'all. Not today. Not 2 days before Thanksgiving. We not. No, ma'am. We're not doing that. We're not doing that with y'all. Now, if y'all don't want the meat, just don't eat the meat. But you just can't be making shit up. Now, the girl said that she'd been a vegetarian for 6 months. But she didn't know that ham was pork. And she don't know what she gonna eat for Thanksgiving. Dang it. Now we're leaving that there. Let's get back to this tribute. So before I get into this tribute, this is what I want to say. Stevie Wonder, Lionel Richie, and Smokey Robinson, he got a whole lot of y'all women out here looking crazy, okay? Because whoever their plastic surgeons are, whoever Botox they using, whatever, juices and berries they've been rubbing into their skin, listen, for the fact that all three of them men, I think, are well into their 80s, maybe, I don't know, are they in their 70s or their 80s? I think they well into their 80s, knocking on 90. They look good. Now, they look good, especially Lionel. Lionel looks exceptionally good, okay? Whatever Botox people, plastic surgeons, I just feel like I'm just here for it. I'm here for it, okay? They look good. They look good, y'all. Now, y'all can say what y'all want to say, but they look good, okay? Well, how old is Smokey Robinson, y'all? Hold on. Every fingers work faster than mine, but let me see. How How old is Smokey Robinson? Because I feel like Smokey Robinson knocking on 90. How old is Smokey Rock? Oh, he 82. Okay, he ain't knocking on 90. He 82. Okay, my bad. My bad. Okay, he knocking on 82. Okay, I mean, he's 82. So he not knocking on 90. He not, but he's in his 80s. He look good for that. He look good for a man in his 80s. Lionel look good. Stevie look good. Okay, now I'm gonna have to just say that for them 3 black men over 70, they look good. Okay, but let's get into this tribute. Ebby said, now he knocking on 90. Ebby said, I done Googled the wrong thing. Child, I think 82 is generous, but I'm going to let him have it. If women can be generous about their ages on these websites, I'm going to let him have it. First of all, he don't know foxes are real. Oh, she don't know foxes are real. Now she don't know. Child, listen, Diva. Diva. I can tell you they only use U.S. board certified doctors. Okay. I think Stevie took the braids out. He just wear hats now. So we don't know what's going on underneath them hats. He just wear his hats now. But let me say this to y'all. Stevie, not knowing people's words to the songs in the tribute, that's not cute. You had time. If they gave Chris Brown a whole week to practice and then didn't even let him perform, I know they gave you a week to learn them words. How you don't know the words all night long? They ain't complicated. All night long, all night long, all night long, all night. That's it. That's it. Ain't nobody asked you to sing the chorus. I mean, the verses, all you have to do is sing the chorus. Everyone we meet, we're dancing in the street all night long. I don't understand why you couldn't do that, Stevie. Why you fucked up the song? Stevie, when Stevie Wonder fucked up all night long, I knew we was in trouble. Because the song, listen, Lionel Richie's songs only get more complicated from there. If you can't remember all night long, Stevie, that's just disrespectful. Then what's the other one? I'll be honest with y'all. I just started fast forwarding through because I said if he done fucked up all night long, I don't even want to know what else he about to fuck up on. The other song he messed up on was it Easy Like Sunday Morning? No, it wasn't Easy Like Sunday Morning. The white boy sang Easy Like Sunday Morning. Now y'all know, and I know this is gonna sound now I know this is gonna sound probably a little racist on my part. And I ain't arguing racist. I'm just using that as a term for right now. I know we can get more than one white person to participate in these things. I know there's not just one like white person, but my vote for this tribute would have been Robin Thicke. I feel like Robin Thicke would have blown that shit out the water. I feel like Robin Thicke would have blown that shit out of the water. I honestly think he would have. I think he would have blown that shit out the water, y'all. I didn't know this white boy. And there's no disrespect. I think he did a decent job. Decent. I'm gonna say he did a decent job. I would take Robin Thicke over John Legend. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would take Robin Thicke over John Legend. They still got Robin on punishment, but child, they clearly can't remember who they got on punishment and who they don't. Child. Robin Thicke would definitely know the words. Now I don't ever want to see Elvis being recognized. I'm with you. Now, Lance Blair. Oh, I'm with you on that one. That's just how I feel. Listen, if I don't never have to sit, listen, I'm with you on that one, child. Yeah, I guess Robin is still on punishment, child. So that's number one with this Lionel Richie tribute thing, okay? Stevie couldn't remember the words. Okay, that's number one. Then, hey, Kurt Vixen, what's up? Robin ain't no punishment for me either. I'm fine with Robin. I ain't got no beef with Robin. I mean, listen. He done moved on and got married and had children. She done moved on and got married and had children. Listen. It's because of Blurred Lines, because he stole the song from Marvin Gaye. I do like that they did Jesus is Love. I love the fact that they included Jesus is Love in the tribute. Even though Stevie Wonder forgot the words to that. That's the song. That's the other song he forgot the words to. Even though Stevie Wonder forgot the songs to that one too. Stevie, they only been playing that song since the 70s. I really need you to know the words to Jesus is Love. Now, he was able to hit the note. He remembered that much to hit the note. But Shad, don't do that. Don't even do that. Don't even do that. Okay, so and then they ended it with We Are the World. But let me say this. And y'all might not agree with me what I'm about to say right now. Y'all may not agree with what I'm about to say right now. But for those of us who were there, for those of us, the people in the chat that remember We Are the World. We Are the World was recorded after the Grammys. Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson wrote the song, and the music was going to, at the time, there was a huge famine over in Africa, and the money, the proceeds went, it was USA for Africa, and it went to, the proceeds went there, right? The whole premise of We Are the World was all of these superstars putting their egos aside to perform this mega song with the top artists of the day. Everybody didn't get a solo, but everybody, put it in quotation marks, because we found out later on there was some egos in the room. But for the most part, it was an ego-free night. They literally left the Grammys. They went to the studio and they stayed up all night. They recorded the song. The song was released. It made a gazillion dollars, right? This was the finale of the AMAs. This was the very, other than Wayne Brady, but we didn't need that. This was the very last thing that happened at the AMAs. If it were me, if I'm the producer of the AMAs, I'm recreating that. You have an audience full of artists. I'm okay with them picking the artists that they pick to be on the forefront to sing the actual lines of the song. Fine. Pick your artist. But why was Taylor Swift in the audience? Why was Pink in the audience? Why was it just was on the tip of my tongue. Carrie Underwood. I feel like at a certain point, they should have invited everybody. Not everybody. You can't have people bum rushing the stage, but certain people who are our top artists of the day. This is an award show. There's no reason in the world why Taylor Swift was offbeat trying to sway to the music, because she was offbeat, y'all. I don't know how she was offbeat, but she was offbeat. So Dominique say, no, ma'am, this generation I did. But what I'm saying is that's the whole point of this, right? Isn't the whole point of this to have a full circle moment? Isn't the whole point of this to bring us like one of Lionel Richie's biggest? It's not about the singing part, y'all. It's not about the singing part. Y'all didn't want that. Abby saying, okay, y'all are saying no. I would have loved to see that. And again, I'm not saying a free for all. I'm not saying that every single person in the audience. But what I am saying is, you let them, all they had to sing is We Are the World, We Are the Children, We Are the Ones that make. I'm not saying get them no solos. They had already picked who had the solos. Those people, fine. They had already decided who was going to have a solo. That's fine. I'm just saying, let them slowly come up. As they're singing a song, let Taylor Swift come up. Let Carrie Underwood come up. Let the rest, again, I ain't saying the whole damn audience, y'all. But you can let about 20 or 30 of them people in the audience on up. And even, you know what? Even if it was just the people who had performed that night. Let the K-pop boys up there. They was in the audience all night. Let the K-pop boys up there. Imagine Dragons. Right? I mean, I feel like that's what we're here for. I feel like we're here to celebrate music. I feel like that's what we're here for. I don't know. I would have loved to see that. I'm sorry, y'all don't see my vision. Y'all don't see my vision. But I would love to have seen that. And again, it was the end of the show. I ain't saying give Taylor Swift a solo. I'm saying let Taylor Swift sing We Are the World. We are the children. We are the ones that make a brighter day. So let's start giving. That's all I needed from her. I don't even need them to do the breakdown part. I don't need them to do the alto soprano version. Nah, just sway back and forth and say We Are the World. That's all I need from you. Because we're gonna cut the commercial in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's all I need. That's the teacher in me wanting all the children to participate. That is the teacher in me. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. SCK, that's all I'm saying. Child, I used to enjoy when all the artists collaborated on a record. Do y'all think male R&B artists could recreate You Will Know? Child, who they gonna get to sing it? I'm gonna sound like an old lady, but no. Zar said that's a choice we're not making. Okay, thank you. Jessica sees my vision. Now let's talk about this Chris Brown thing, and then I'm moving on. I ain't spending a whole lot of time on this Chris Brown situation because I know that people feel how they feel about this Chris Brown situation. I'm gonna tell y'all my opinion. Now, shout out to Cali Girl, because I believe Cali Girl was the one that came into my chat on Sunday and broke this down for us so that we could understand it. Or Saturday, I didn't go live yesterday. Saturday, she came in and she broke it down in a way in which we could understand it. I believe what Cali Girl said is what happened to this Chris Brown situation. I know it's being reported today that the reason why the AMAs pulled Chris Brown is because they didn't think it was a good look having Chris Brown, who's a convicted DV, doing a tribute to someone who was accused a molester. I get it. I call bullshit. I think it's exactly what Cali Girl said. And what Cali Girl told us is because Karichi was going to be there. And Karichi has a restraining order against Chris Brown. And they didn't want the visuals of allowing Chris Brown to perform and uninviting Karichi. I need to come up with the lyrics. So we didn't ask for this. I just call bullshit. I don't think that's what happened. And I'm going to tell you why I don't think that's what happened. I think it's a lot more plausible for us to believe that people did not know, because like I said, I didn't remember it. I think it's a lot more plausible for people to not remember that Karichi had. Oh, she was there. She was there. She presented not once but twice. She presented once, and then she did like a little thing before a commercial twice. And I think that was their way of letting us know, oh, she here. Like, we want y'all to know she's here. But I think it's a lot more plausible, me personally, that somebody would have dropped the ball and forgot that Chris Brown and Karichi can't be in the same room before they're going to forget about Michael Jackson's history and Chris Brown's history. They absolutely knew before they decided to do a tribute to Michael Jackson. You think they didn't know about these accusations against Michael Jackson? Before they asked Chris Brown to do the performance, you think they did not know about the accusations? They let the man practice all week long. We've seen the footage. You mean to tell me they didn't? I call bullshit. I'm sorry, y'all. I call Bullshit. They didn't find out until 24 hours before the American Music Awards. Bullshit. I call bullshit. That's me. And that's it. That's what I'm saying. I don't think this had anything to do with who they were giving the tribute to. I don't. I don't even think it was about Chris Brown, because let's be clear, nobody, well, publicly, I don't know what was going on behind closed doors, but there was no great outcry about Chris Brown performing. There was no large pushback against Chris Brown performing. And let's not forget, this is not the first time Chris Brown has done a tribute to Michael Jackson. Now, this is the first time he would have done a tribute to Michael Jackson at the White People Awards. But remember, he did it at the BET Awards years ago. Remember, he did Man in the Mirror or something? Remember? After he apologized and he was on his great apology tour. No, I don't think that's it. Chris and Karrueche have been in the same spaces. Also, was that restraining order permanent? Right. That's what I'm saying, Lon. She went back to court last week. We talked about that the other day. She went back to court last week to have that restraining order, to keep the restraining order in place. So yes, they do still have a restraining order. They have an active restraining order that the judge just renewed it, just extended it. So again, I think a lot of people maybe did not know that restraining order was in place. And when she went back to court last week to make sure that it was still in place and the judge issued it, and I think the AMAs had to make a decision. I agree with you, Virgin Love. He did it. Okay, he also did one. Okay, so this is not the first time. Yeah, this is not the first time. So I that's why I just call bullshit. I think it's exactly what, and like I said, Cali Girl brought it to my attention. Abby pulled the article. I think it's exactly what Cali Girl said. Somebody, when Karrueche went back to court last week to make sure that restraining order was still in place, somebody down at the AMAs went, oh shit. I think they just didn't know. Because at the end of the day, now I'm gonna say this. Karrueche, she must either have a project that's getting ready to come out or a project that she's recently done with one of the ABC affiliates. Remember, that extends to Disney and all that. And the reason why I say that is because there were a lot of other people who presented that aren't singers, but they're either on ABC, like they're on ABC shows, or they're on Disney. You know, we know ABC owns Disney. So I think Karrueche must have a connection through an ABC connection. That's my opinion. Now, what I don't like, and this is my opinion, I don't like the fact that Karrueche, I don't like the fact that Chris is letting it linger out there that he doesn't know why they pulled the performance. I think he knows. I believe that I do not believe for a second, my opinion, I do not believe for a second that the AMAs called his management and did not give his management a reason. I think he does know, and I think he should say. That's my opinion. Right, chat will say, I didn't know nothing about it either until, like I said, Cali Girl was the one that brought it to my attention. I didn't know. Yeah, Sierra was supposed to perform. Yep, Sierra was absolutely supposed to perform. Yep. Yep. So that's my opinion. Now, again, y'all know you can add my opinion with 2 cents and you're going to get 2 cents. So I don't know if it's true or not, but that's my opinion. The TRO is for her mama, her brother. Right, that's what I'm saying. The TRO, right. And again, I had forgotten all about that because it was years ago. But clearly Karrueche did not. Okay. Now that's my opinion. Now I think that what's disingenuous is that Chris Brown got people out here about to, go all out, and he's sitting there acting like he don't know, and I just don't believe he doesn't know. I believe that they absolutely told him why. I believe he knows why. I believe he knows why. That's my opinion. I believe he knows why. That's my opinion. All right. Last but not least, child, let's go on and get into this Real Housewives of Potomac. Woo, y'all been lighting me up all day. Right. They was trying to get them people to boycott the AMAs and everything else. Now let's talk about a few things that's happened down to the Real Housewives of Potomac today, child. Do not forget the Whether You Like It or Not panel. It'll be on Yakrati's channel tonight. I've already put it's already on my community wall, but I will share it again. Y'all make sure y'all join us over there. It is going to be lit, and lit. Okay. And that girl don't want to engage with him, so she not fitting to say nothing. Child. All right. So Karen tweeted out today, and Karen said, look, my beef with Sharice ain't about no 5-year-old stuff. My beef with Sharice is current, and that is what it is. That's it. That's it. That's all. Don't keep trying to make it seem like this was something from 5 years ago. It's not about 5 years ago. It is something recent. Now, Karen has kept telling us that this will come out on the show what her beef is with Sharice. She even said, you may not agree. You might think it's petty, but respect my story, So whatever her issue is with Sharice, she's saying it's recent. And she says that she eventually will share the story. Me personally, I just feel like if she don't want to fuck with Sharice, she don't have to fuck with her. Chris doesn't have to speak on her, but Chris can stop acting like he don't know why he was canceled. Chris is saying that the AMA is canceled and didn't give him an explanation. And all I'm saying is, I don't believe that. He doesn't have to give us the explanation to confirm that there was one. That's it. That's all he has to say. He said, I won't be performing at the AMAs. That's it. That's all. But he's playing victim, like the AMAs won't tell him what happened, and he doesn't know what's wrong, and he doesn't know what happened. And I personally think that's disingenuous. I think he does know. And I think that he got people out here, about to go to battle for him, and he knows why. That's my opinion. I mean, I can't prove it, but that's my opinion. I think he knows why. Now, I reported yesterday, really like right before the Real Housewives of Potomac came on, I believe Wendy's version because Peter ain't trustworthy. But I believe both of them have fault. I believe, if I believe the story at all, I believe neither one of them handled it professionally. That's my opinion. And let me say this before I forget. I believe Peter did not handle it professionally because if he had a problem with Wendy, then he should have pulled Wendy aside, not told Mia, and not had a sidebar conversation with Mia while Wendy was literally there. If he had a problem with Wendy, if he felt like Wendy wasn't, owed him a conversation or something, he could have very easily, after he walked over to the table, said, Wendy, let me holler at you for a second. And it didn't have to be no long, drawn-out conversation. It didn't have to be no deep conversation. It could have just simply been, hey, I'm going to be up in Baltimore next week. Let's talk. I think we need to talk. But you sitting there having a whole conversation with me and talking about something, I'm beefing. And then you're going to talk about something, how she going to come in my city and not even talk. Sir, who are you? Tony Montana? What city? Sir? So, yeah. Now, from the flip side, when Wendy told her husband that she had no intention of moving forward, I think she owed Peter a conversation to say, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. But at this point in time, this isn't something that me and my family are ready to move forward on. So I think both of them, I think neither one of them handled it well. But at the end of the day, I think if I were to put blame, I mean, if you would ask me whose story I believe, I mean, Wendy showed where he emailed, where he sent her information, and she was like, when can we go see the property? And he never responded. I mean, he could probably show us a screenshot that says the exact opposite. You know what I mean? So yeah. Yeah, exactly, Tan. I think he was, I think because Wendy, notice the only person Wendy spoke to about that situation was her husband. She just said, you know, I'm gonna talk to Peter. I'm gonna talk to Peter. I just don't want to talk to him now. I'm on vacation. I'll deal with it later. Exactly, kid. That's why I don't even entertain Peter. I don't even know why he's still here. Now, I reported yesterday before the Real Housewives of Potomac came on. It looks like Peter Darby was down in the Bahamas. He showed up Candace had a show this weekend at in the Bahamas, some sort of festival that Candace was performing at. And Michael showed up. And it sounds like, from what I read, it sounds like Michael showed up to talk ish about Ashley. Believe it or not. This is the tweet. Oh no, let me go back here. This was posted by a woman or someone by the name of Pumpkin Spice and Something Nice. That's Michael Darby right there. It says, I really can't believe Michael Darby came to Candace's concert just to talk about Ashley and be messy. It's giving desperate. Chris Bassett says, damn, we can't go anywhere. And this Bama, he said FS. I blurted it out. And then Wendy's husband was like, wait, did this really happen? And Chris responded, yes, man. He was really here at the same resort. That's not Candace he's speaking to. That's someone telling him that if he doesn't like her, he should leave. So a lot of people thought this was Candace in the picture, but it's not Candace. It's another, woman there at the concert, basically telling him, if you don't like Candace and you're not here with good intentions, then you probably should go. Child. And Ashley even said that Michael is being a butthole now because of the whole divorce situation, child. You know what? So many people said that was Juan there. Y'all are a mess. Well, in Lance Blair, I understand what you're saying. There was no contract signed, but I do think she owed him to say, I'm not interested. Like if Ebby is selling a car and I reach out to Ebby and I say, hey, I saw you're selling a car. What's the mileage? What does it look like? I might be interested in buying it. When can I take a test drive? And Abby sends me all of the information on the car, but she never responds about the test drive. I do think now, I don't think that I owe her an explanation, but a simple text back saying, well, I found something else, or I'm not interested anymore. Thanks anyway. I do. I think so. Now, do I think that makes Wendy wrong? But I do. I think when you're handling business, I just think that's just me, y'all. But I'm one of those people that always feels like you should always send a thank you email when you go on a job interview. And I mean, there's certain things that I just believe, Yeah, I do. I think that's just common service courtesy. Not to be funny, but was Michael there first? He might have been there first. I don't know. Because I thought that was interesting that Ashley mentioned that Michael was in the Bahamas and that he was still in the Bahamas. Because at first I was like, well, maybe they have a home in the Bahamas, but if he was staying at the resort, then, maybe that's just some place he'd like to go from time to time and visit. Mm-hmm. But between Ashley and Michael, there's no victim. They deserve each other. I agree. I don't think there's no victim between the two of them, child. Yeah, Ashley's always been messy as hell, child. Um, and that's why I don't understand. Anyway, that's why when it comes to Ashley and the whole colorism thing, I'm like, have y'all not seen Ashley go after everybody on this show? Ashley is equal opportunity. Ashley done went after everybody on this show. And last night, Ashley actually defended Wendy. Ashley actually defended Wendy. But Ashley done went after everybody on this damn show. She started with Robin. The first person Ashley went after on this show was Robin, telling everybody that Robin was broke and was filing bankruptcy and that her and Juan ain't had no money and their house was going into foreclosure. That's the first person she went after was Robin. She done got into it with Karen. Her and Karen got into it first season too, because remember Karen was like, I can take you under my wing and I can mold you. You know what I'm saying? So the first two people that actually got into it with were light skinned. So anyway. Oh, so because she never said aggressive, now she's a colorist. Okay, fine. I'm not arguing. I ain't arguing about colorism. I'm not doing it. Yeah, her and Katie got into it. So until the end, when she wrote out, he didn't respond for her seeing the property, and he didn't respond. So to me, I think either he was blowing smoke or actually having a building. So that's why that's what I'm saying, Shantia. I feel the same way. Ashley was deflecting to get the heat off of her, and Michael, by going after Candace, she never forgave her. She also Googled everyone on the show. Yeah, I don't believe that situation with her and Candace was genuine at all. At all. All right. See, that's why I don't have the colorism conversation. Moving on. So today, I said, and I still say, and I stand in it, and I mean it, and I love y'all, and I hope y'all still love me too. Keep that same energy. I said it yesterday. I'm saying it today. I'm going to say it tonight on the panel. Keep that same energy. Don't move the goalposts. Don't quantify and qualify. At the end of the day, if y'all was mad at Monique for getting violent, then keep that same energy with Mia. And I said what I said. I stand in it and I mean it. Then keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. That's all I got to say. I ain't arguing with y'all. I love y'all. And I hope y'all love me. But I ain't going to keep arguing. That's how I feel about it. And I ain't changing how I feel. I'm not changing my opinion. And I ain't changing how I feel. I feel like the same people that had an issue with Monique going after Candace and defended Candace, saying she could say whatever she want to say. She was using her words. She didn't put her hands on Monique. She's allowed to talk, and people just mad because Candace know how to read and Candace know how to cut to the white meat. Then the same people that should, then I don't want to hear nobody talking about Wendy was being annoying, and Wendy was doing too much, and Wendy was being aggressive, and Wendy was being obnoxious. I don't want to hear it. Because the same people that defended Candace and her right to say what she wanted to say, y'all need to be the same. And again, if you ain't one of them people, then I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to the people that are defending and making it seem like Wendy was wrong, but y'all didn't have no problem when Candace did it. That's all I'm talking. Those are the people that I'm talking about. I ain't talking about the people that say, well, I feel the same way. Then I ain't talking to you. You keeping that same energy. If you telling me that you feel the same way, then you are keeping that same energy. And I'm cool. I'm talking to the people that's making excuses and changing and moving the goalposts. Those are the people that I'm talking to. If you feel the same way and you still feel like Mia was wrong and Monique was wrong, I ain't tripping. I ain't talking to you, boo. Because you keeping that same energy. But there's a whole lot of people that all of a sudden now they got a problem with Wendy, and Wendy is ghetto, and Wendy is this, and Wendy is that. But when it was Candace can say what she want to say. Y'all just mad because Candace know how to read. Y'all just mad because Candace cuts to the white meat. Those are the people I'm talking about, y'all. A charter member to not give you buck church where violent is the word of the day. I hope she knocked her head. No, she should have though. I'm with you. They had no problem with Candace's mouth. Then you shouldn't have a problem with Wendy. Facts. I agree with you. People always make things convenient for the ones they like. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Because somebody in my comments said, you would have done the same thing if she threw a drink on you. Again, we ain't talking about me. And the reason why we're not talking about me is because I told y'all that I didn't have a problem with what Monique did. So don't compare what I would have done. Don't compare me, because y'all don't want to use me as your example. Because if you use me as your example, then we got to go back. And I told y'all back then I understood why Monique did what she did. So you don't want me as your example. I'm just being real with y'all. You don't want me as your example. Because I already told y'all I didn't have no problem with what Monique did. Y'all had the problem with what Monique did. I didn't. Because I don't stand on, I don't stand out here as if nobody ever, like I've never made a mistake and I ain't never snapped and I ain't never lost it and somebody ain't never been able to poke me to the point where I lose it. Y'all, when I say y'all, I'm talking about the people that this applies to. Y'all are the ones that act like y'all ain't never had a bad situation or a bad moment or shit ain't never got to you. Y'all the ones that act like that y'all are so high on your high horse that you've never made a mistake and you've never blacked out and you've never allowed somebody to get so deep under your skin that you lash out. See, that wasn't me. I never did that. I never said it. I never pretended like I was above what Monique did. So y'all don't want to compare it to me. I just feel like as a community, we have to graduate past the talk-ish, get hit mentality. It's so backwards and it doesn't benefit anybody. Okay. If you ever do merch, include that's it and that's all. I still love you. You know what? I'm about to start doing merch, so I'm gonna have to write that down, Zara. Abby, write that down for me, please. That's it and that's all, and I still love you. Actually, I haven't seen a lot of these posts. I've more so seen people saying this is Wendy's karma for what? We need conflict resolution classes in school. Seriously, seeing grown women fight is cringe to me. Though Wendy learned, she thought someone couldn't pull you to a level to fight, and Mia took her there. If it wasn't no security there, child, Wendy would have whooped me an ass, and that's for real, for real. You right about that. If it wasn't no security there, oh my gosh, she would have whooped Mia's ass, and that's a big old fact. And that's all I'm saying. And I agree, Lawrence Blair, I don't disagree with you. Excuse me. I don't disagree with you at all. I don't. As somebody who works in a school and I deal with kids who come in there all the time and their first instinct is to fight, and I deal with parents who come in there all the time and their excuse me, and their first instinct is to fight, I 100% understand where you're coming from. I ain't arguing that point. But I also feel like we have to be a little more tolerant with people who do make mistakes. Monique never, well, no, I ain't gonna say never. No, let me not say that. But people do make mistakes. That's all I'm saying. Did she not throw lettuce last year? How didn't she get mollywopped? I'll never know. If you buck, you gonna nut. Well, I would love to have the level of zen that Wendy had. That's something I haven't learned yet. Listen, let me tell you something. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like in my lifetime, I ain't sitting here acting like I done been in a bunch of damn fights. That ain't my ministry. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sitting here acting like I've been in no bunch of damn fights. What I am gonna say is that I understand the capacity to lose it. And that's all I've ever said. That is all I have ever said, is that I understand the capacity to lose it. That's it. And that's all I've ever said about Monique. Y'all have never heard me say Monique was right. You've never heard me say that. You've heard me say I understand why Monique did it, which is different. People hear what they want to hear. When I say I understood why Monique did it, people heard. So I don't know what the hell people heard, but they didn't hear what I said because that ain't what I said. I never said Monique was right. I never said Monique was right. I never said I agreed with Monique. I said I understood why. Let me give y'all a different example. Let me give y'all a totally different example. Your family is starving. You're a single parent. Your family is starving. You go into the 7-Eleven, you pick up a loaf of bread or whatever. You steal. Stealing is wrong. It's wrong. I'm not going to make an excuse. Stealing is wrong. But what I will say is, I understand why you did it. I understand why you did it. That's it. Monique, I completely got, because human folks today are very personally sensitive and act like as long as they don't touch you, they're not doing something hurtful. Right. And then Robin, if you're not going to fight. Right. And then Robin Egg talking about, well, if you're not going to fight, I'm like, wait a minute, not the same woman who 2 years ago told Monique that she was bringing the franchise down and she was embarrassed by Monique. And then you sitting there telling Wendy, why you have the camera rolling, while you have your camera rolling, you sitting there telling Robin, well, if you're going to fight, fight. If you're not going to fight, then be quiet. If you're not going to fight, then be quiet. Wait a minute. Oh, so 2 years ago when Monique did it, violence is never the answer. Now it's, girl, if you're going to fight, fight. Child. Anyway, I've been on here for 2 hours, y'all. Y'all know I don't normally give y'all no 2-hour lives. You could tell I must have got out of work early and had time today. But we are meeting over on the panel in an hour. I'm going to get a couple of quick drops done. And I will talk to y'all later. I love y'all. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. You know we trying to get, y'all know we got to go, honey. We got to go. We're trying to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. I don't know if we're going to make it to 10,000, but if we could get within less than 1,000, honey, at this point, I'd be happy. So we can, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And if you have not hit the like button, go and hit that like button on your way out the door. Not raw. Mia changed her channel on Twitter. What you mean she changed her channel? When you use fighting words, you have to remember not everyone fights with words. If you insider fight, you have to prepare for the varying outcomes. Wendy can do both. I'm just saying. Yeah. I do think colorism is an issue sometimes, but I do think people are not factoring in culture-based prejudices with the Black dysphoria. Okay. Within the Black. Okay. I don't want to hear none of them bloggers talking about violence when you've got Teresa flipping tables and pushing Andy, Brandy, slapping LVP, and Lisa Lips. That Lisa Lips running up, breaking a glass and coming after Kim. Okay. Oh, you think she probably did? She probably did private her Twitter. Can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen, because all of that was totally contrived. All of that, child. Right, but those moments were called iconic. I understood when Portia dragged Kenya with her bullhorn. I guess Wendy didn't pop Mia, but she sure deserved what she got. Listen, I said the same thing. I understood why Portia dragged Kenya too. Kenya was on that girl in with that damn bullhorn, and she told her to put it away multiple times. All right, y'all. Meet me on y'all Rail's channel in an hour. I will see y'all later. Mwah. Peace.